BuddyBoss can be a bit overwhelming. It's especially true if you're a first-time user. This is part two of a two-part series where I go over how to start using BuddyBoss. There's some great tips. Make sure you start with part one. That will enable you to understand this section better. Just so you know, my name is George Diaz. I'm president and founder of Larry Jacob Internet Marketing. I've been building membership and online courses since 2014. We have a ton of resources in a bunch of different places. Visit us on Facebook, on our website, or on YouTube using the links below, and you can get all that information. Okay, so let's go back to the sandbox. So this is the sandbox site that we get from BuddyBoss. If you notice here, you'll see that I have 13 minutes left. If I reset the sandbox, it updates that timer and it buys me more time. It also resets all the menus and all the components are turned on. So I'm going to start off by um, changing this really annoying 38 item menu because it's there for demoing things. And when you install it on your own site, you'll find that it's the same very complicated menu. It's the default. So in order to change that, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to open up menus. It's taken its sweet time. So if you look here in the drop-down box, you'll notice that there is no right-hand menu. And if you look down in here, gosh, this is a really long menu, you'll see that there's none of the menus that exist have the profile drop-down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new menu. And this will be right-hand drop-down menu. Now, BuddyBoss, if you have not created a profile menu, it'll give you that big long default one. Now, what I recommend for starters is let's just add two items to it. Let's add a link to profile and let's add a logout button. So I'm going to save that. Once that finishes savings, I'll go over here. I'll do a refresh. And then, no, let's do another refresh. It's thinking about it. Okay, maybe I didn't save it. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I forgot to save it the last time. So now I can go over here. I'm going to refresh the page. My goodness, it's not. There it goes. Sometimes it takes a little while. No, so this one will come up and allow me to get to my profile, and this one is a logout button. So whatever you put into this menu now will show up there. I tend to add things in this drop-down menu that are related to me personally and my account as opposed to having so many options in there. So another thing I want to show you is what happens to these if you don't have a member-to-member communication enabled. That's the only reason they're there. This is a tray where you can see menus or messages or events that no, actually, they're just messages sent by other people. This is a notifications of people sent you something, but also that something has happened somewhere on the site. So let's go back to BuddyBoss. I'll go to BuddyBoss here. Let's go to components, and I'm going to turn off the 5 items that correspond to message member-to-member messaging. So the first one is notifications. The next one is media uploading. This allows you to, no, I'm sorry, that one is not one. Private messaging, member connection, email. There's one that's missing here. Hold on. Notifications. Oh, and moderation. So this one's the one that allows me to keep people I don't want from talking to me. So I'm just going to deactivate these. It gives me a warning, making sure I'm sure I want to do that. So it turned those off. So now if I go to the front of the site and I do a refresh here, they disappear. The only one of these icons that's here is the one for the card, and that's if you have WooCommerce working with you. So you can see that we're slowly but surely simplifying things. This menu continues to be simple. The other thing I want to show you, because this is pretty straightforward to do, is we have this, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So here's this activity feed. You can see there are images in here. The reason that's allowed is because I have media uploading. I have that component turned on. But let's say you want to modify these two columns. It's a lot easier than you might think, but this is not where I first thought to check on it. So if I look at my widgets, that's one. There's an activity directory left and an activity directory right. And in here you can see that they have the blog. And then if you go down a little further, who's following? Don't know why that blanked out. So we have that one and then the I'm following. So I can come up and add components here, do a plus, and I can put in, let's say I wanted to put a member list here. So there's a list of BB members. So I just added that. I'm going to push this up to the top a little bit further. Then I'll do a save there. That's saved, so now I can refresh and I'll see a list of members here in the upper right. And I guess the sandbox is a little slow in responding to changes here. I did put that here. Let's do another update just in case. There you go. So the members are now listed in here and the other items are still there. Now, this is an interesting component. When you have a site where you have members coming in and there is some additional fields you add to the profile, it's often good to give them this progress indicator showing how far along they are in filling out their profile. So I'll go here to my profile, and you'll see that this one has a picture, there's a background photo. There's also some fields that they're asking people to fill out. So work experience, things like that. So apparently the work experience is a little bit sparse for the tastes of this, or maybe there's some additional fields that haven't been filled out. So company number one, let's just put 10 January 2025. I'm going to do a save there. I think that will bump up my profile progress. There it is, 91. So now they want the general information filled in. And eventually this will just disappear and then latest update will be shoved up there. So I'm not going to continue filling this out, but if I did fill it out, it would go to 100% and then we would be done. The final thing I want to include in here is installing BuddyBoss is not as difficult as you might think. Back in the days it required an awful lot of work. Now all you need to do is you download 4 things from your BuddyBoss portal. So I'm going to go over here to BuddyBoss and I'm going to show you in my account. So there's 4 things. There's a theme, there's a child theme, there's a BuddyBoss platform, and then the BuddyBoss platform Pro. If you don't know about WordPress and themes, just do this. Download the BuddyBoss child theme, then the theme, install them both and activate the child theme. The child theme knows that it's dependent on the parent theme, and everything will run well. But making updates to a child theme, if you do have a developer working for you, is best practices. That way, when a future update to the BuddyBoss theme happens, you don't have to worry about your changes being overwritten by the update. These two are just regular um, plugins. You turn them on and it will turn on with all the components turned on. And if you don't have a menu assigned to the profile, that's going to show you the 38 items. So you'll be kind of where the sandbox is, and then you can start from there. That's a big head start over doing this yourself, crossing your fingers and hope everything works out.